Hi, I'm Gina Belforte. I'm the mayor of Rohnert Park, and I've been asked to answer a couple of questions here today. The first one is, what is my New Year's resolution? Well, I don't make very many resolutions. In fact, the way that I kind of live my life is, today is a gift, and I'm going to make the most of the day that I have and try and live it to the fullest. I find that that's worked for me through the last few years, and I'm going to continue with that path. So that would be my New Year's resolution. One of the second questions was, what is my resolution for the City Council this year? My resolution is for us to all continue to work really well together. The last 2 years we've got a lot of work done. We worked productively. We had a lot of challenges before us. We didn't always see eye to eye, but we were always able to come to some kind of agreement on every issue that came before us. And it's been a pleasure working with my council members. I'm looking forward to 2011 working with them, and I'm also looking forward to working with Ami, our newest city council member. My resolution for the city this year is for us to continue to make strides to handle this deficit that we have. We have a $2.5 million deficit. We have an unfunded liability of $53 million, which is kind of like having a great big credit card that you owe $53 million on, and we're just making the monthly payments. And each year that credit card debt is growing, or that unfunded liability debt is growing. And that's something that we really need to get under control. The other issue that we have before us is to work on our sewer rates. We're losing $10,000 a day out of our utility fund, and soon that's going to be taken out of our general fund, which we already have a deficit in. So this is something that we really need to battle in 2011 and work on these deficits that we have, our unfunded liabilities, our sewer rates, so that we have everything in control. We have a major structural deficit, and Rohnert Park for years and years has always been running in the red ink, and we've been selling property to try and offset this deficit. There's no more property to sell, and now what we need to do is get a firm foundation under our city so that we can continue to operate in a fiscally responsible manner and have a healthy budget. We have negotiations coming up with all of our labor groups, so we'll be working on that, and those are the big programs that we have, at least for the next 6 months. The one thing that I'd really like to tell the constituents in Rohnert Park is that I thank them for working with us and supporting us in this last 2 years. We've made major cuts to everything. We have affected the residents in terms of the fields, we have affected the pools, we have reduced monies going into the PAC Center and made it a rental only. We have had to lay off employees, which I'm sure has affected folks that live right here in the city and losing their jobs. And we've had some effect on the community in terms of commercial as well, with people being able to spend money and, you know, keep those businesses going. So it's been incredibly difficult, many challenges before us, but the one thing that I really want to say to the residents is to thank them for hanging in there with us. The biggest support that I think we received as a city is the approval of Measure E, which is our 5-year sunset clause tax that we have. That's a sales tax. We're going to use that to buy us the 5 years of time to get this budget squared away and under control so that we don't have anything more adversely affect the city. And I take that as a vote of confidence from the constituents, and I just really want to thank them. I think they see that we're working hard, and I appreciate it. And we have more work to do. The nice thing is we've got some beautiful programs that are coming up. The Sonoma Mountain Business Cluster, within 10 years, that's going to generate about $350 million in payroll. That's going to generate $3.5 million of taxes to the city. We also have the developments that are coming up in Sonoma Mountain Village, the University District, Southeast Pacific Plan. The Green Music Center is very close to opening. That's going to be a huge economic boon for the city of Rohnert Park. And we're developing partnerships with our nonprofit organizations, with the university, with some of the businesses in town, so we can further strengthen Rohnert Park in a positive way. And I'm really looking forward to this year. I think there's going to be some exciting things that are going to happen in a positive manner. And within a year or 2 years, we're going to be in a much better position than we are today. It's kind of like a rose that's coming into bloom after a very cold, cold winter, and I see great things on the horizon. I truly believe Rohnert Park, for all the forward-thinking things that we're doing and moving the city ahead, we're going to come out as probably one of the strongest, if not the strongest, city in the county. So in summary, we have our challenges ahead of us. We have a lot that we have to work on in the next 6 months. We're going to put a strategic plan together so that we have a clear roadmap of where we want to go and how we want to do it. But with all the work that we have and the council that we have, I'm confident that we are going to make the choices that are going to be the best for the residents and be the best for Rohnert Park. And that's my New Year's resolutions.
Hi, this is Jake McKenzie. I'm now the Vice Mayor of the City of Rohnert Park, and I think all of us are looking forward to the new year, most of us anyway, the year of 2011. Classic good wishes are to wish people a prosperous new year. And that's my wish for the city of Rohnert Park. Clearly, it's needed. We need to have prosperity to regain the revenues that are necessary to provide all of us with the services that we've enjoyed over these past almost 50 years as the city has grown from a small town of 5,000–6,000 people back in the early 60s to now a city of over 43,000 people. If I have one resolution for the new year, I am resolved that we deal with the imbalance that we have between our revenues and expenditures. Those of you who follow city politics well know that 80% of our expenditures are from salaries and benefits. That is no longer sustainable. It has been shown not to be sustainable, and by that I mean that if we continue even with the 5-year half-cent sales tax that all of you so generously voted for last June brings in the monies that we expect it will, at the end of these 5 years, we will be back in a fiscal crisis yet again. So we have 5 years, actually now 4.5 years, in which to resolve this issue. So my resolution is to work as your vice mayor and on a 5-member city council to resolve these issues. And this is the issue that is in front of us. It is the issue of labor negotiations. All of our bargaining units are under contracts which expire at the end of June. And we are going to be going into these labor negotiations, and it is crystal clear to this council member that resolve is necessary. So I'm happy you asked me to talk about what my resolution is, and I use the verb resolve, and that is what I resolve. So that being said, there are happier topics to deal with, and that is that we're finally seeing our 2000 general plan starting to be implemented. We actually have an expectation that this year may see the beginning of new construction in these areas which 10 long years ago we planned as part of the fiscal revitalization of this city. It's a long history. Those of you who follow these things know what the history is. But it looks like finally, with some recovery in our economy, that we're seeing some interest on the part of people who build things to start actually doing that. So my hope for the new year is that this will start. My hope for the new year is that commercial activity will become more vital, that we will in fact see a revitalization of the older parts of town. Again, the challenges are many. We know what they are. State Farm moving out of town, high vacancy rates. So all of us, I think, need to hope that this economy improves and hope that we, in fact, will be able to claw our way back into the world that we knew back in the 90s and the early 2000s, where our services seemingly were unconstrained. That is no longer the case. So, fellow citizens, let's go to it. And I wish you, again, in the classic fashion, a Happy New Year in 2011.
Hi, I'm Pam Stafford, Rohnert Park City Council member, and today I'm going to talk about what I see for 2011 in Rohnert Park. To me, the best thing that we could see is fiscal strength, money in our coffers so that we can provide services to the citizens of Rohnert Park. With the news that we received recently from Governor Brown that he plans on making more cuts, it's going to be extremely difficult for citizens in every community to receive services from their city. It's going to be more difficult to provide those services. So if I have a wish for 2011, it would be that we would have the funds and the staff and the ability to provide the services to the citizens of Rohnert Park. All the amenities, all the programs, the things that they've become accustomed to that we love about the city that we live in. I would hate to see any more cuts happen. I would hate to see any more people lose jobs, because one of our main goals, I think, in 2011 is to work on the improving economy, which we do see as improving, and provide more jobs, push for more jobs, provide for more opportunities for the people in Rohnert Park. Since the job unemployment rate is at it's over 10%, that is one of our main goals, is to provide for more economic development, which would provide for more jobs. Because people keep their houses, they buy products, they can enjoy things when they have jobs. So that would be one of our biggest priorities. I also think that we want to keep our employees employed. We want them to be able to be the police officers and the firefighters and the public works employees. People don't realize when they go to the parks that we have to have people who cut the grass and trim the trees and keep the streets from having potholes. And those are people who have jobs that we provide through the monies that we get. I think it's becoming more difficult in government to provide services, but I think that should be our priority, is to provide those services, because that's what our job is, to keep our city strong. And by keeping our city strong, we are providing these services to the people. I don't do resolutions particularly, because I think that I like to see us try to constantly improve ourselves and improve what we're doing. So I think we should always have goals, constantly have goals that we should be striving for. Another thing that I would like to see happen in Rohnert Park this year, though, is to our businesses be more strong, that they feel more solvent, that they feel more settled, that they will be able to provide those things to our citizens that we need. Businesses, people, schools, we of course know the situation with our schools in Rohnert Park. Having strong schools is important to the city. You provide services to the citizens, and that schools are included in that service. It's not something that the city has control over, but it's certainly something that we are extremely interested in, that our schools are strong, that the children in our community have a good, strong place to go to learn, to be educated. And I think that's certainly something that the city is absolutely interested in. As a council, I think this year that we need to be sure and pull together. I think we did do that last year. We worked together extremely well, trying to deal with our budget, deal with the challenges we had with different leaders in the city manager position, who, by the way, were all extremely good and very competent. But when you're changing leadership, you have to adjust. And we have some really strong, stable leadership this year. So I think the council will have a great opportunity to work together to keep our budget as strong as possible, to keep providing the services that the citizens expect, and keep our businesses strong, help keep our businesses strong. And hopefully that 2011 will bring a brighter future for everybody in Rohnert Park.
Happy holidays from Ami Ahanutu. Enjoy the holidays with your friends, family, and neighbors. Remember the less privileged, and I wish you all the best in 2011. And as a city, we are going to come together and we are going to work together and make success happen in Rohnert Park. Again, this is Ami Ahanutu wishing you all the best.